Hello, welcome back, folks. It's Arden here once more again, and today for another loot haul, this time for the month of August. And without further ado, folks, let's dive right in with everything I was able to get this time around. And we're back and starting off with another DM2 car series that I've been getting a lot lately. This right here is going to be the 1974 Torino Cobra Custom. A very nice detail card you can see right here, especially among all the cards I've been getting as of late. And I will say this, the detail work on these M2 card figures really are nice. You can see right there if the camera decides ever to focus. There we go. There's a detail for it, and it's a nice little detail of car, which I do like for myself. This is the reason why I've been collecting these. These are really great, and the ability to customize, as I already said before, with these pretty nice with the different type of wheels. And besides this one as well, I did get another M2 series because I got them from the same place, Already's Auto Parts, because I actually do have a good collection. And this right here is the 1987 Buick. And I comment about intelligence display on the very regal fashion of this card, because I also do like the color for this, kind of like a maroon purple, if I do say so myself. Very beautiful card, if I do say so myself. Overall, pretty good. It is the regal color for it, which is really nice, which I do kind of like about this color wise. And if I were able to get a card, I kind of want to get one like this, or the Torino Cobra Custom. Either one. I mean, I would love to have any of these in real life, like bigger size. But in the meantime, I'll settle down for the little toy figures, if I just say so myself. Now going on with the next thing I was able to acquire. And the next thing I was able to acquire is two Warhammer Heroes miniatures, or mystery miniatures, because I have no clue what they are. Not until I figure out who they are until building. These right here are the basically Warhammer's miniature figures for their Warhammer Hero Saga series. They have like 12 figures, I think, or multiple figures. You can see right there on the side. It tells you 7 to collect, and there is a blind mystery one that comes with it. There we go. The lights were blinding it for a bit, which is kind of funny when it says blind by 7 to collect. I already bought one already, which I did show before, I think, in one of my other videos with my builds when I was doing my other Warhammer minis. But yeah, it's a mystery one, and I was able to get 2 this time around because I was able to find 2 this time at Target, so it was actually pretty nice. And along with what else I also was able to find at Target as well is another figure. This one is Marvel. This right here is Jean Grey during the Uncanny X-Men. I cannot talk today. This is Jean Grey, or X-Factor, like to know her. Overall, nice little pretty figure. Let me adjust the camera a bit, because the camera's being a little bit more. There we go. That's what we want here. Full-size picture of Jean. Overall, pretty great. Overall, not bad figure. I do like the sculpting for this. Looks pretty nice. Overall, pretty great. A little bit detail work. Jean Grey, basically, I think it's after the Phoenix Saga, or Dark Phoenix Saga, when she comes back. A little bit synopsis for her story there. Overall, this is actually was able to get at Target this time around. Now going on the next one. Going from one figure to another, we have another of the Black Series. What's called Star Wars. This is actually Captain Rex. Clone Captain Rex. It's actually Rex in his Phase 1 armor. Because I actually do have Rex in his Phase 2 somewhere around here. Here we go. Because I technically do have Phase 2 Rex right here. So this is Bad Batch Phase 2 Rex right here. But this is basically still how he is during technically this is still Phase 2 regardless, just basically without the shoulder pauldron. But this is Phase 1, and I'm actually kind of happy I was actually able to find this. I actually found this at GameStop because I actually went to GameStop because I needed to get a new controller. So I went there, got the cheapest one I can, because I don't care. I just bought a wired one, which was fairly cheap. And I saw Rex right there, and I decided to pick him up, which was pretty great. And along with Rex, I was actually able to pick up something else. Another of the decks that I tend to buy that are not basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Is right here is another Dragon Ball card game deck series. This is Fusion Wars Starter Deck EX, featuring Shallot, especially Shallot in Super Saiyan Blue. Overall, pretty nice deck. I'll probably do a review of this eventually when I get around to doing this. Overall, this is one of the structure decks that they have up there. Actually, a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie. They have some Pokemon, of course. They also had a lot of One Piece, Dragon Ball, as I already said. They do have Yu-Gi-Oh! But mostly they had a lot of the Blue Eyes ones, which I was going to get, but I chose not to this time around. Overall, this is basically the structure deck to basically start off with if you want to play the Dragon Ball game. And they actually do have the game online. If you do want to try to play it, it actually has the online code right there. Overall, I decided to get this because I do collect the Dragon Ball cards, so that's actually pretty great. And going from there to another place that I technically went to, and also technically more talking about more Dragon Ball. This one is Walmart this time around, and I was actually able to find Kaioken Son Goku, which, not gonna lie, I actually kind of liking this version of this right here because of the way his hair kind of spikes up. Kind of reminds me of the full Super Saiyan that we saw in the, damn, I forgot, the Lord Slug movie. There we go. I was almost forgetting about that. I kind of do like how the hair's kind of spiked up a little bit that way. I kind of always feel like Kaioken should have been kind of like that with spiked hair. But overall, still pretty nice because we get two different sculpt heads right here. You can see right here. This is basically the spiked up hair that kind of resembles Super Saiyan, and then regular hair right there. It was a little bit more different faces and a couple of manipulated hands. You have the back right here, was showing right here. All the poses you can do with this Goku. Overall, really glad I actually was able to find this when I went to Walmart. And I went there for errands, and I tend to go around peruse what they have on their collectible section. I'm actually kind of glad I was able to get this. Granted, I had a couple more Dragon Ball figures, which are a lot of the Dragon Star ones, but I already have those in my collection already, so really didn't need those. But I'm actually glad I was able to get this. Going from that, one of my online orders, and another Warhammer. I actually should have done this after the other one, but this was another of the Joe Toys Warhammer, and it's a Space Wolf Interceptor with the bolter rifle, so different from my salamander that I did a review a little while ago. Like, I have my salamander right here. I'm the Space Wolf. I will say this: they're actually, a lot of these guys are actually on sale. If you do want to try to get these guys, the Joe Toy ones, especially just the regular Space Marines, they're around like 20-ish bucks. They're on Amazon, so you can probably get them from Prime easily. I'm actually going through all of them right now, though I'm going slow and steady trying to get all of them. But they're there if you don't want to get them. The Primarchs, I will say, are like around 100-ish bucks. So you do want to get the Primarchs. Just know you would have to be paying a little bit more for the Primarchs. But for the regular Space Marines, they're around 20 bucks. For a little bit more of the captains or more the more elite guys with the different weaponry, which I'm going to try to get those as well, like around 30-ish bucks to 40 bucks. Just letting you know that if you want to try to get these Joe Toy figures for yourself, just know some of the regular guys, 20-ish bucks. More of the special guys, 40 to 50 to 100 bucks. And the same thing with the Adept Swords. They're actually pretty expensive. And then last but not least, something I've been wanting to get for a while, and I probably mentioned this on the channel for a lot. When I entered Gunpla the first time around, I built the Tri-Burning Gundam, and it was my very first Gunpla. But sadly, over the years, I kind of destroyed it, though not of my own advance. But I was finally able to acquire my Tri-Burning Gundam. Like I've mentioned before, this was my very first Gunpla I ever built, and one of my favorites. Like next to my Gundam Estrella right here, the Tri-Burning Gundam is my favorite. It's like between the Estrella and the Tri-Burning. It's kind of like they're both there number one. I can't really choose because they're both my favorite. The Tri-Burning was my very first Gunpla. I do love the design for it, the aesthetic, the whole fire abilities for it, the whole burning aspect for it. It's one of my favorites. And also, it's one of the other Gundams that basically its main Gundam is primarily red, versus a lot of primary Gundams are technically blue. So it's actually another reason one of my favorites. And also, kind of one of those moments where you basically see something on the show and then you buy it and you wanted to buy it. It's kind of like one of those love at first sight, especially when it comes to kids. And also, it being my first one. And I've been trying to find this for like a long time, because after a while, Bandai started reprinting these, and me trying to find them, I did find them, but what's it called? I wasn't going to dip down and pay like a couple $100 for it. I mean, I would have, but I have to save money for other stuff. So it wasn't until a little bit recently that I was able to reacquire this. Actually, this past week, or like 2 or 3 days ago, I think. I was actually finally able to acquire this. I ordered this online on Amazon because it was where I actually found it for like $28, so not bad, Prime and all that. And I was able to get it here, and I'm actually happy I finally have my Tri-Burning back. I will be building this. I'll probably do another quick build video like I kind of did with the Amazing Red Warrior. Like step-by-step process of me building it. And basically, yeah, that is it for this video. I'm actually really happy for the stuff that I got. I'm very happy getting my Tri-Burning Gundam. This is the one I wanted for like the longest time. And it will be the first one I'm actually going to be build. I know I have other things that I've said I was going to build first, but my very first Gunpla takes priority in building versus everything else. But yeah, that's it for this little quick loot haul, folks. If you did like it, please consider dropping a like, share, subscribe. I do appreciate it, folks. And as always, have a nice day. This is Pyro signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.